So there's a Nebraska state senator by the name of Bruce Bostelman, and he went viral because he railed against furries in schools. You're going to love this speech.
And I'm a little shocked, I guess is what I would put it. It's called something called furries. If you don't know what furries are, it's where school children dress up as animals, cats or dogs, during the school day. They meow and they bark, and they interact with their school, with the teachers and that in this fashion. And now schools are wanting to put litter boxes in the schools for these children to use. How is this sanitary? I'm going to have a discussion with CEO Smith about this. This is something I think, how can schools allow this to happen? I think it's very disruptive within the school system. I think it's very disruptive within the classes. I even heard from one person here recently said that a student identified as a cat and wanted a litter box. And the school didn't provide the litter box, so the student went ahead and defecated on the floor. Really? Really? School administrators, what is going on? Nebraska Department of Education, what is going on? State Board of Education, what is going on? If some kids can't wear American flag to walk through the school on their shirt, and you keep them out of school, and you kick them out of school, but it's okay if they wear a cat costume, and that's fine, and you have a litter box for them, and that's fine?
Needless to say, literally every point he made there was fake news. It was fake news. You know where he got it from? I'm not kidding about this. Facebook. Homeboy is trying to legislate based on Facebook memes. We need to shut down boomers until we can figure out what the hell's going on. I don't like, man. I saw a lot of it even in the Obama years. You get some older person who's on Facebook. They see somebody post some meme or some story, or they get an email that says Obama's like a Kenyan Muslim communist. And they're just, boom, hook, line, and sinker, gone. And I don't know why. Maybe they're from a generation that was just more, they believed more in hierarchy and order. And so if and a trusted figure said something, it's just like, well, that's true because they said it. And so they see something on Facebook, it's true because it says it right here. That, I honestly think that's the mindset. And look at where it leads you. This guy embarrassed himself nationally because this made news everywhere. And so, look, to his credit, he came out and apologized. And I'm sure he feels like a moron. You want to know why? Because it was moronic to believe that, dog. So there's an epidemic of kids going to school dressed like cats. And now they're putting litter boxes in the schools. And one of the teachers didn't, and so this cat pulled down their pants and shit on the floor in protest for not having a litter box. At no point in reading those stories did you go, maybe I should try to fact check this one. Just fell hook, line, and sinker. And by the way, this is a big, is confirmation bias the right term to use here? But it seems like a cautionary tale on that front. Like, this guy is already primed to believe the younger generation are insane, cancel culture loving, overly woke people who are having identity crises. And so since he already was inclined to believe that, anything that would have fed that narrative, he was immediately all in on. You're a state senator. How many kids in Nebraska don't have enough to eat? How many people in Missouri don't have health care? How many wages for full-time workers are under the poverty line? How many, various pieces of infrastructure desperately need updating? How many bridges are in disrepair? And you're up there talking about furries and an epidemic of cat children in schools. And again, I can't stress this enough. At no point was he like, Maybe I should look a little bit into this. Maybe I should be even like 1% skeptical. He gave a speech on the floor. He gave a speech on the floor talking about the cat kids shitting in school on the floor. I'm not a fan of the Bill Maher line of like, well, the American public is just stupid. I'm Bill Maher. I'm not a big fan of that line. I think it's smug. I think it's elitist. I think that generally speaking, people, while they might not know historical facts and they might be ignorant to stuff, to a lot of information, at least in terms of their politics, people generally want what's good for themselves and their neighbor. So I don't have the same view as Bill Maher does. Like, people are stupid, full stop. But when you watch this and you hear this guy talk, you think, well, some are. Some are. If you got to this point and there was not a hint of doubt in your mind, because he's so confident as he says it too. That's the other thing. It's one thing to be wrong. It's another thing to be really smug and arrogantly and over the top wrong. I'm going to go way over the top now too. Imagine for a second what he was saying, minus the shitting story. But imagine everything else was true. Like there were a bunch of kids going to school dressed in cat costumes or whatever. I don't know about you guys. I've seen 5-year-old kids, whatever. They like to dress up in costumes. Like to wear a Batman outfit or a Batgirl outfit or Superman or a princess or whatever. Would that be a national scandal? Would that be a scandal? Should that really be? Oh my God, the children are dressing up. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I remember being younger when I thought like, oh, the adults generally figured stuff out, so we're good. Then you look at stuff like this and you're like, figure stuff out. That we're so far away from that, it's comical. There is no captain of the ship. There is no real authority figure. And I mean, this clip is everything in proving that. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.